Okay, so it looks like it actually is going live. Actually, it says not possible to connect to. Usually, if this was not COVID-19 time, I'd be like super embarrassed and nervous. But I think, and the times as they are now, everybody's just trying to do the best they can with what they've got. And that includes for me trying to figure out this live stream. So, bear with me. I can always edit this later. It says unable to connect. Okay. Can you get to that link? Does it show it for you? If this is live streaming, y'all, we have a live studio audience of one neighbor who's like 16 feet away from me, not even 6. And so, and we've both been avoiding going out. I'm in week 3 of quarantine. So let's try and see if this works. All right. Here we go. I hope this is as thrilling and exciting for you as it is for me to like do this. If we don't get this today, we will get it tomorrow. It's kind of like getting you all like juiced up and then having it actually juiced up for something to happen that doesn't happen just quite yet. Are you here? Okay, I'm getting text about this. Here we go. Copy. Okay, we may have to try again tomorrow if it doesn't work, but we will continue. We will journey on. We will soldier on. I was connected to live. Okay, here we go. People see it, it's live. Yes. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. It said this is like a creeper cam because it's not an actual program, you're just seeing me. Give me 1 second. Program, you're just seeing me. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, so I just got a heads up that this is indeed streaming and you can indeed see me. When I move, apparently it goes really slow. So sorry about that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and do this. I'm not even gonna promise tomorrow. I'm gonna promise sometime in the very near future, once we're able to get all of these kinks figured out, we will be doing this. And like I said, I think that if we weren't in COVID-19, I would be way more freaked out. I think a part of me is like everything. Oh, I can see. Oh, you hear the cats. Oh my gosh. Hey, Habiba. Habiba. Yay. Okay, perfect. Yay. It looks like it's working. There's a very slight delay. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. There's going to be more than enough stuff happening over the next week, week and a half, month, whatever, related to sexual health and COVID-19, then I'm going to go ahead and do this anyway. If you see me touching my face, That's an example of what not to do. We've been told not to touch our faces. I have sterilized everything in my home. I've sterilized my hands. I'm still trying to get out of habit of touching my face and using my wrist or something instead to avoid. In the meantime, I want to introduce you to one of our studio guests here. Oh, let me get my wine before bitch knocks it all over my carpet. This is Catsby, one of my kitties, the great Catsby. Her brother Fitzgerald is passed out on the floor after too much food and catnip. He might join us as well. But anyway, so I will go ahead and continue. It's not. I know. I just saw that. It is so hard to not touch the face. It is incredibly hard. You know what? Now that this is actually live, Beebs, this might just be like a party with me and you, but I'm going to go ahead and invite other people so at least that I know it's alive, but otherwise it'll just be us. And I'm cool with that. Are you cool with that, Habiba? Drop me a little line in the chat and let me know. And I'll tell people here. Holy hell, it's working. I'm typing that right now. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Oh, cool. So you can hear me. It is great. And so I will go ahead and talk about like 3 things. Well, first, I started talking about like how we shouldn't be touching our face. And one of the reasons, of course, the reasons why they say that is because you have holes. Look at Catsby. You have holes on your face that lead into your body. And so if something wants to enter your body, like COVID-19, it could enter it through orifices. And so like your eyes, your nose, your mouth, right? Like that's the stuff that people are worried about because it sounds like, and all of this may change because as they learn more about COVID-19, we're getting more information, right? Like before they were saying, today is March 31st, so to timestamp that. Today they're saying it might be a good idea for us to wear masks and we may consider making our own cloth mask at home. A week ago they were saying, no, don't wear masks. And all of this is as they get more information, we're going to learn new things. So everything that I'm telling you now is based on what we know and the information that I have based on today, right? And so like, as I was saying with orifices and holes in your body, they're saying that it can enter nose, mouth, face, like stuff like that, like nose, mouth, eyes, that it could possibly get in that way. So that's why you're not touching your face, specifically your eyes and your mouth. But we have to remember those aren't the only holes and entrances into your body. You also have your anus. You may or may not have a penis. You may or may not have a vulva that leads into your vagina. And so that's why I was like, it'll be a good idea to talk about sexual health. So I figured there's like 3 things that we can cover today. And Beebs, if you have a question, and if we have other people join us too, we'll have the next question. But 3 things that I thought would be good to cover. 1, how is COVID-19 possibly spread sexually? I think it's important to talk about that. 2, the condom shortage. I'm finding out most people didn't even know about that, so I thought that'd be kind of cool to talk about it. Why is it happening? And then 3, the third one is talk about dating sites, what online dating sites are doing in the wake of COVID-19. So I have this. There we go. Alrighty, so there we go. So first, let's start with what we know. And so I'm going to drop a link here in the chat room. Okay. Okay, so here. New York is being fantastic when it comes to sexual health information related to COVID-19. And so one of the things that we're finding out, they were actually one of the first that came out and said, hey, look, rimming might be one of the ways in which COVID-19 there are virtual, oh yes, we will talk about virtual sex parties. Ooh, we might have to save that for the next one because that's so juicy. But yes, for right now, I may add that to number 4. This is the great thing about through mucus and saliva. And so the kinds of sexual activities and pleasurable activities that you may be participating in that can transmit that, right? So if you're licking someone's ass, or also called rimming, also called tossing the salad, eating someone's ass, all these different things, they're thinking that's one way because people's feces are testing positive for COVID-19 as of right now. And so if we know that saliva is one way that it's transmitted and you're eating someone's ass out, like that could be one possible way. New York has actually advised against swimming, or if you are, being safe and things like that. And that, all of the details you can see in that thing that I just submitted to you guys there. So you got that. The other thing is kissing, right? And so if you're less than 6 feet away from each other, you're kissing and swapping spit and things like that. That's leading to other sexual activity. That's another way in which it can be transmitted. And so the kinds of things that they're saying in order to make sure that that doesn't happen, they're saying you are your best sexual partner right now. So that means masturbation. And I often remind people when we're talking about sex, sex isn't just what happens to you, what someone else does to you or you do with other people. Enjoy your own sexuality as well. It's a great way to get to, the cat's about to knock my computer down. It's a great way to figure out what you like, what's pleasurable, and things like that. So big fan of making sure that people are safe, and being your own sexual partner right now is a way that's safe. And if toys are part of that, make sure you are cleaning your toys or using condoms with your toys, both ideally, especially if it's anything that's insertable. So that's something to be considered. LaTanya has joined us too. I love this. Thank you so much for being part of this pilot. This is awesome. We have a studio audience. Woo! Woo! Including the cats. We've got people live. This is great. I'm loving this. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so, I'll drink wine too. And we have wine. Shit. That is a fantastic. Yay, LaTanya. I love it too. Yay, this is fun. Oh my God. Okay, next time I'm going to plan in advance to tell people because I actually have a lot of fun with this. Okay, so what was I going to say? Cleaning your toys. It was a question when we're talking about sex, how to transmit it, and things like that. Several different things. Before we even get to cleaning toys, you want to make sure that you're buying safe toys, also called body safe toys. And I know I've written so many fucking columns on so many things. Let me see if I can quickly find the link for that. But I actually interviewed Lauren Hove, who did we were talking about buying safe toys. And so some of the tips that she shared and some of the things we talked about in sexual health, generally speaking, making sure that the products that are inside of your toys are safe. Always good to go with things like metal, glass, wood, typically speaking. But again, with COVID-19, we're learning that surfaces such as metal and glass, the COVID-19 lives in those surfaces a little bit longer. But generally speaking, as far as the kinds of things that you want to use, those are safer than using like a plastic toy that has like shitty phthalates or other like chemicals in them and things like that that aren't necessarily good for your body. So even before COVID-19, a lot of people who own stores, a lot of people who are sexual health educators were advising people to use condoms with their toys so that you're not leaking those chemicals into your body. And so first, we want to make sure that people are buying safe, as in clean sex toys. And then when it comes to actually cleaning the toys themselves, highly recommend soap and water, and soap, no soap with chemicals in it, things like that. Making sure you're using one that's more natural is something that I would advise. You don't want a lot of things that you're going to put on your toy to clean it that would then go inside your body. That wouldn't be healthy for you. So that's something that we should consider. So that is what I'm going to leave it with for us, how it's transmitted, how to keep ourselves safe, and things like that. If you have other questions, drop those into the box. And then if you are having sex with someone, so say you're like, all right, all that's good and dandy, but I am living with my partner right now. We are sexually active, and it's not like we're about to stop having sex for the next 5 months, 5 years, or however long this takes. I don't think it's going to be 5 years, obviously. So some of the things that people are advising right now is if you're having sex, that it's with someone who lives with you, because we're not supposed to be going outside anyway. And so what you don't want is that your sexual partner doesn't live with you and is going out this way, and you're here and there, and then you're both here together. And so one of the things that you'll see on this thing that I actually forwarded to you all too, it says if you're going to have sex with people, you're your safest sex partner, and avoid contact with people who are too far from you or traveling and things like that. Let me see next. If someone you live with, yeah, the next safest partner is someone who you live with, because ideally you're both kind of huddled in together, so you're not going around and doing that. So hunkered into the same living space, helpful, very good. Okay, questions from the studio audience. Questions from there. Okay. Okay, so that's all about how it's transmitted. Oh, we have Vanessa too. Hello. Let me scroll up and see. Oh, good. I love this. This is great. Awesome. Hello, all. Awesome. Thank you for joining us, Vanessa. This is fun. Okay, so let's move on to the condom shortage. Like I said, later I will drop in the interview that I did for one of my sex columns. I think it was with Metro. Very good question. We will talk about sites that sell safer sex toys. That'll be good. Okay, so and we'll get to that then. I like these cliffhangers. You gotta hang on to the end to get the answer to some of these questions. And it's not gonna be long. We're not gonna stay here forever because this is, like I said, first time trying this one. We're gonna work out some of the kinks and do others, so that'll be good. Okay, so other thing to talk about, the condom shortage. You might think, like, why the hell? One, there's a condom shortage. Two, why the hell is there one? Okay, so one, yes, there's a condom shortage. Think about it, right? Like, everybody's at home and needing to do things to keep themselves occupied. And one of those things is having sex. Like, that is happening. And so people are using condoms when they have sex. And there is a single producer and creator of condoms who's manufacturing them. And that group makes 1 out of every 5 condoms that's made in the world. And they're based in Malaysia. And Malaysia's having, yeah, right, yes. The cats, the studio audience member, everybody went, oh, Catsby and Fitzy, everyone was, what? Look at Mags, everyone was like freaking the fuck out. But yeah, so there's only one manufacturer that's responsible for about 1 in 5 of the condoms created in the world. And if you Google like condom shortage, why, things like that, you'll get a few of those articles. I'll also drop those in the description and stuff like that afterwards, along with the website for CDC, WHO, things like that. So you've got general COVID-19 safety tips too. Okay, so that's the condom shortage. Other things to know about it, of course, use condoms if you are having sex with a partner, things like that, generally speaking. Birth control and other contraceptions that block pregnancy don't necessarily block STI and STD transmission. So make sure we do that. Okay, and if you are having sex with someone with condoms too, washing up, they say, is incredibly important. So we talk about washing your hands when we go from place because you might be touching. If you're touching another person all over and things like that, you want to make sure that y'all are all washed up before y'all start getting up in the activity. Shower sex is fun. I highly encourage it. There we go. Okay. Any other questions in the box looking for that? Alrighty, so that's good. And this is the last of them, dating websites. And we're going to see if this works. I have a awesome little feature here that I can try and cut to. We'll see if it does go over there. But so one of the things that the dating websites, right, because they're predicated on this idea that you go online, you find someone, ideally eventually you're going someplace in person and meeting them. And then you're meeting that person and you see if you like each other, you have sex, whatever you end up doing with them. But that's kind of the model for it. And so one of the things that I think has been super interesting during this time is the dating sites are all coming out with cool little updates about keeping yourself safe, promoting sites like CDC and the World Health Organization, things like that. This little screenshot that you hopefully see there is from Hinge. It's one of the dating sites, and so they're saying, hey, here's one of the ways in which you can talk to people. 70% of Hinge members would be up for a phone or video call right now. No pressure, just keep it short and fun. And if you click that link there, that's something that was a push through that they were sending people. Latest safety guides from the World Health Organization. So I thought that was pretty cool that they sent that out there and things like that. So that's one from Hinge. And then let me get you another one to see what other people are doing. And Hinge, how does Hinge work? Let's ask our live studio audience member.
Yes.
How does Hinge work?
I believe Hinge works where it's like a lot of other dating sites. You swipe left, swipe right. If someone swipes right on me, it shows me that someone likes me. But then I have to match with them so then I can actually start chatting with them.
Yay! That's correct. That ding 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 ding. That is
Yay!
correct. I haven't been. I'm on Hinge. I'm on all the online dating sites, which is ridiculous because like for a million reasons I probably shouldn't be on all of them at the same time. But anyway, and so like I have a Hinge profile. I'm sure I haven't been on it forever, and so I can't remember exactly when the last time I was on there or whatever, or when the last Hinge date that I was on or anything like that. But that's that. So here's another one. Let me send this to you. Here's Bumble. So Bumble's another site. I'm going to give that just a second to kind of pop up. And while it does, let you know, Bumble's another one of these sites. And it's predicated on this idea that, like, instead of so many of us who are women and straight and having men write, like, these messages or things like that, Bumble's set up with this idea that, like, women have to make the first contact. And so, like, you make contact and say, hey, I'm interested in this person. And then and only then can they contact you. And so a friend and colleague, Barbie, was kind enough to do a screenshot of the one that she got from Bumble. I'm saying, and it says, hey, we want to keep you safe. We encourage you to please take your dates virtual. Use our video chat and voice call features in the app and connect from home. Please don't meet your Bumble matches in real life for now. And that's signed by Whitney Wolfhard, who is the Bumble founder and CEO. So I think that that's pretty cool. And I'm seeing some chat here. One question, how many dating sites are there? There are a ton of dating sites. I can get that exact number from, I think last count it was like 25 million or something, 30 million something people that are on these sites. And the number of people who are meeting their partners via online dating sites and separately, of course, apps. You've got both of those. The number of people who are doing that is just getting larger each year. So that's that. And then what other questions do I see here? Oh, a virtual date. You said that you saw she went on a virtual date last week. There's a couple that in New York went on, I think, a virtual. No, he dressed up in a bubble.
Video.
Yes, yeah. I think it was in the Today Show or something like that. He dressed in a big bubble and brought her flowers or whatever. And they had been on, I think, one of the news channels in New York. And so the cops saw them and pulled them over and were like, oh my gosh, we saw you. Like they were walking, they weren't driving. It's New York. Who drives in New York? But pulled up next to them and said, we saw you all. Yes, that is. I'll get back to that. But we saw you all on online dating. This is so cool. And so the bubble boy went and did the thing with her. So I thought that was pretty cool. I saw another story about a couple where one of the people Venmo'd the other one money so that they could get wine, and then they could have wine together and have a little like wine cheers and stuff like that. So it was like buying the drink for the partner, even though they couldn't do that in real life. They found a way to do it virtually by Venmoing them. So that was cute. So there's all kinds of things that you can do with that, which I think is great. Other things in here, virtual date, cooked dinner together. That's nice. Dinner date, you can absolutely do that. Someone says, I cut off all my online dating profiles. Exhausting. Been there. And I highly encourage, if you feel like you're just like, oh, I can't take them all off your phone. I do that every now and then. I just take all of them off my phone and just take a break from it and go back, which is fine. Someone says, I agree with you, LaTanya. LOL. Yes, it can be very, very, very frustrating. And someone said, is that Maggie?
Yes, it is.
My studio audience member is Maggie. It is. Yes. She was out at herself. And the cats. So we have three of us here. We've got Maggie, we've got Catsby, and we've got Fitzy. If I had pictures of Catsby and Fitzy, I would put them up. And maybe in the next one, actually, absolutely in the next one, I will do that. I am so sad. The equipment that I needed to plug in order to port this so there wouldn't be a delay, and I get it, I didn't have, and I can't go buy it because I can't leave. So I have to order it on Amazon, which means it may take quite a while. But anyway, so that's what we got. So we've been here about 20 minutes or so. I think that's a good amount of time. Beebs says hi, Maggles. Hi,
Maggles.
Hello. Maggles says hi, Beebs. Hi. I love this. All right. I am going to do this again. Okay, so we covered the condom shortage. We covered New York's guidance, and I sent that link, which was great. Covered dating websites. What other kinds of things? We're seeing sex workers, obviously, having not as much income coming because of COVID-19. People aren't able to do. We're seeing more virtual dates, virtual sex, yes, virtual sex parties, all of these things. And remember, whenever y'all are doing virtual stuff, anything can be recorded. You can do a screen capture and stuff like that. So if you're having virtual sex with someone, or you're doing all kinds of stuff where they can actually see your video screen and you can see them, they can and you can record that. So always keep that in mind as you're doing virtual stuff. Beeb says, thank you, Twanna. I think it went well. I can see and hear you the entire time. Cheers from the studio audience. Yes, the crowd goes wild. Yay! Awesome. Thank you for y'all for who showed up. I literally didn't do shit to promote this in advance besides go and tell people that I was going to do it. But then I spent all this time trying to figure out how to get this set up in this new environment with shit not working and all of my devices being plugged in things. And so anyway, thank you. We will do this again. And I will plan an event. Ooh, girl. Hush your mouth. What the hell kind of question is that? I am going to ignore the question from user Beeb1202 who asked, I don't remember, I don't know, who asked, how much wine have you had? Not a lot. Obviously not enough. I am in week 3. In week 3 of quarantine. So Governor Hogan in Maryland announced, required, stay at home or whatever, or like actually made it official. I know the technical term for it. But before it was kind of recommendation. But as soon as I recommended it, I'm like, shit, I'm staying home. So I'm actually on week 3 now of being home. And so like wine is being consumed copiously, which is fine. In the evenings. Red wine with dinner is actually very healthy. That's good. So that's it. All right. Next time, I think what I'll do is I'll do a Facebook event. I'll post the link and all those stuff and do it in advance. And I might even ask questions because there may be questions I didn't get to here. This was literally off the cuff. No rehearsal. No kind of like multiple cuts or anything like that. So hope this was helpful. If I messed anything up, there's always chance for errors. Or like I said, New York said A, B, or C or whatever. Apologies in advance if I fucked up anything, which is why I put the link there. Double check it, fact check it for yourself. And now that we've done one of these under our, thank you. And now that we've got one of these under our belt, we will do another one. And stay tuned. Subscribe to this channel. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, do, because then you'll get an automatic update. And then that's one more thing, last thing for me to remember. Oh, remind this person, remind that person. If you just subscribe, anytime I put a new video, it'll come up. And these are the only new videos that I'm putting up right now. That may change, who knows. But for right now, that will be your cue that a new one's up. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Cheers to user B1202 in particular. Have a good one. Stay safe, stay home, and stay awesome. All right. Love y'all. Bye. Oh, and goodbye to our studio, from our studio audience. Bye. Bye. Stop stream. There you go.